Following segment on KROC-AM is sponsored by the Gwaltney Group of RE/MAX Results. Robin Gwaltney joins me this morning on KROC. I guess I better push the button so you can actually hear me. Hi, Robin.
Hi, how are you, Rick?
Wonderful. Hope you had a great weekend.
Oh, I had a great week. I was on vacation in Florida. It was actually freezing cold, but that forced us to be very
creative,
laid back. No, laid back. We really relaxed, which was necessary.
So when you talk cold, you're talking what, 60s?
Yeah, it was in the 60s. But for Florida, you know, you don't want to go
that's true.
Or you don't want to get out and get on the ocean. It's like, put on our coat to go for a walk.
You're expecting 80 to 85.
Exactly.
Well, let's talk about interest rates. They went up, was it another 0.5%?
They did. I have to tell you, while I was in Florida, I couldn't help myself. I was out for a walk, and there was an open house, so I had to go mosey in.
Sure.
And, you know, when I talked to you last week about what you can buy in other parts of the country, oh, mamma mia, we can still get a lot of real estate for the price here. I'll tell you that.
So when you go into an open house, I suppose down in Florida, you can just go in as a casual visitor. But
I just told them the truth. I just said I'm a realtor on vacation, and I'm just curious what my money could buy here.
Yeah, okay.
You know, what the heck? Anyway, you know, so it just got me to thinking that our prices are still so affordable, and obviously the interest rates have been phenomenal, but we all can see what's happening, and they are starting to rise. You know, right after.
I was going to say, most people, when they buy a house, they're looking at, especially young buyers, they're looking at a monthly payment. What's the monthly payment going to be?
Right. And that interest rate affects that greatly.
Yeah, so what type of an effect does that make, 1/2 of 1%?
Well, okay, let's use $200,000 because the average sale price in Rochester now is up to about $230,000. So let's just say a $200,000 mortgage. Mm-hmm. When the rates go up by 0.5%, you can now buy $10,000 less in purchasing power. You know, you have $10,000 less in purchasing power to keep your payment the same. So as the rates go up, you know, you can still say, hey, I'm comfortable with a $1,200 payment or a $1,500 payment. Right. You just have to know that as the rates go up, you're able to borrow less money. You're able to buy less of a house.
Sure.
And with prices on the rise and, you know, people having to buy in multiple offers and bid high and fight for properties, put that all together, and it just makes the combination for, you know, stressful situations. So it's like, let's buy these houses before it continues to get worse. I mean, everything I've read and everything I've heard when I've talked to lenders is that it's just starting. You know, right after the election, the rates went up by 0.5%, and then last week they went up by another 1/4. So we're at that like 4.25 mark. You know, it always depends on if it's 15 year, 30 year, what your credit score is. But, you know, on the average, like a 4.25. And I see that heading back up to 6% probably over the next couple of years.
Wow. How often do they meet and raise the rates or meet about the rates?
You know, I don't know the answer to that, but I do know that one thing I read said that in 2018, Trump is going to be appointing a new chair and vice chair to the Federal Reserve, and depending on what their mindset is, they could be people that are like all about raise the rate, or maybe not. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's any set rule as to how frequently they're allowed to raise the rate.
So I guess, in other words, if you're thinking about it, you might want to make a move quickly to get the wheels turning before the rates go up another 1/4 to 0.5%.
And especially like new construction, you know, there's a lot of people who've been thinking about building their dream home. Mm-hmm. You know, we only see that getting harder to do and more expensive down the road. So it's like, if you've been thinking about building a house, what a great time, because you can sell the one you own, get top dollar for it, build one while things are still very affordable, rates are still great. Mm-hmm. You know, land in Minnesota is still doable. Again, you know, you look at prices other places and you think, oh, my goodness. So we are still in a really good situation for our real estate market. You know, things are very attainable here, and I feel like people should not sit around and wait for things to get better, because that's not what we're foreseeing. We're foreseeing things to only become more expensive and harder to come by.
All right, so if somebody needs to get a hold of a good real estate agent, say, that goes by the name of Robin Gwaltney or anybody at the Gwaltney Group.
And is rested from a week of vacation.
That's
and ready
right.
to work.
You're ready to go.
Right. That's right.
How do they get in touch with you?
My cell phone would be a great way to reach me, and that number is 259-4926.
All right, or go to the website, gwaltneygroup.com.
You got it.
Have a great week. We'll talk to you next Monday.
Sounds great, Rich. Thank you.